Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at an EDC haul. These are some items that I've had my eye on. For the most part, the majority of them I've had my eye on. Some of them were actually impulse items, but all of these were purchased within the last 2 or 3 days. So if you guys are interested, I will leave links below of where I purchased these. That way you can pick it up for yourself. So part of the reason that I ended up picking up some of these is because I'm actually getting ready to go to SHOT Show out in Las Vegas, and I just wanted to pick up some items. And then there's an honorable mention in there, which we'll go ahead and start with that one, and that is this guy right here. I actually just uploaded a video on this. This is from O-Knife. If you guys are not familiar with O-Knife is Olight's kind of like a knife and tool brand. So they actually just released this guy here. This is the U1 Pro. Now this is a utility knife, so it uses the kind of box cutter blades, and this is a very popular model from them. I actually own quite a few of these. It has a really cool lock bar right there, which is super fidgety, but what they've done is, in order to make this the Pro, they actually incorporated a screwdriver in the back right there, and not only did they put a screwdriver on it, they also made it a push button lock, so that is really cool. Both of these locks are probably the most fidgety ones in a lot of knives, so the fact that they're both in one knife, it makes it really awesome. So if you guys are interested in checking out my review on this guy, I will link it up here. Go ahead and check it out if you want to. But again, that was an honorable mention. I just kind of wanted to throw it in there because it kind of went with the EDC vibe. So we'll start from left to right. I have some flashlights over here. These, as you guys can see, were already open. I just want to make sure that they were fine and working perfectly. So this particular one is from a company called Brite, and this is their A2 Apollo model. I was looking for something really small, especially to clip onto the key keeper inside of my backpack. I always try and have a flashlight in there, so I decided to give this guy a try, and let's see if I can get it out. There it is. All right. So as you guys can see, it is very small. Here it is in the palm of my hand. It just has a little section in the back right here that you can attach a split ring to if you wanted to. It does come with this little crab claw carabiner, so you can attach that to it if you want to. But I'm going to leave it like that, and I'll just maybe just put a regular split ring without this. That way I can attach it to that key keeper inside of my backpack. So on the side you do have an open slot for a USB-C charger, and then on the other side you have your button to actually activate the light. So if you press that, it's going to turn on and turn off. And then if you turn it on and press and hold, it'll cycle through different outputs. So it's really cool. It's a really small little light, very lightweight. I think its max output is about 125 lumens. So again, this is perfect to keep in a backpack or to throw onto your keys if you want to just, you know, have a little bit of light to look around. It does come with the USB-C charger as well. So we'll set that off to the side. Then we'll take a look at this other one. This is from a company that I actually recently started working with. I have another flashlight that they actually sent me, but I saw this one on Amazon, and I decided to go ahead and pick it up from there. And it's by a company called Warson. I wanted something very slim, very easy to carry in a pocket that I could still use as a regular EDC flashlight. So when I saw this guy, I saw the reviews, and then the price point. I think this one was like about $15, and it had a coupon code as well. I'll leave that link below in case you guys are interested. This is their model T7, and it's a very flat, very thin flashlight. So here it is. This one also comes with the charger in there, and here it is. Check that out. Super thin. On one side you do have your USB port right there, which is covered up. And then on the other side, you have your button to actually activate the flashlight. So you have two light outputs. You have this one at the top right here, and then you have a light on the side as well. And then on the bottom, you do have a magnet. So if you want to attach it to any metallic surface, you can go ahead and do that. And then you do get quite a few different modes. So if you press the button, you'll have the top light right there. If you press it again, you'll go to the side light, and that is a low, medium, high. Then you have this red and blue kind of flashing light. I don't know if you guys can make it out that it's red and blue. And then if you press it again, it just goes, it turns it off. Now what's really cool is if you turn the light on and you have this one, if you double click it, you do get a strobe coming out of the front right there. Press it again, it'll turn off. If you press and then cycle to the other one, you'll double click and you'll get a strobe on there as well. So that's really cool that you do get strobe on either sides. Now, what I do like about this is it's super, super thin, and it does have a really nice wide clip. And what I've seen some folks do is actually wear this in, like if you wear a vest or something like that, either for work, maybe you're military, law enforcement, construction, anybody that's going to be wearing any type of vest or jackets or something like that, you can actually slide this in there and it fits really nice and flush. But then if you have to use it, you can turn it around and then just slide it right back in there using the pocket clip, and now you have the light kind of pointing out. So really, really awesome one. So again, this is the Warson T7, really cool flat flashlight. Now the next flashlight that we have right here, this was a total impulse buy. I was actually not looking for this, but I did come across a lot of different reviews on this guy right here, and yeah, there it is. So this is by a company called Bor Borud. No, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's a really interesting flashlight. This is the U6 model, and this is coming out at a high output of 1600 lumens. And that's very impressive, especially when you take into consideration the size of this light. So you do get your user manual, the light here, I'll set it off to the side. You get your USB-C charger. You do actually get a lanyard as well, and the lanyard says EDC flashlight. So that's pretty interesting. I love that black and blue colorway. And then you have a little bag right here with a split ring as well. I don't know if I would put this on a keychain just because it is small and chunky, but I think it might be a little bit too big for a keychain. But you do get a pocket clip as well. So you have two buttons right here. So as you guys can see there, they're nice and big, very easy to get to. You do have two emitters on the front with 3 LEDs each, so you do get 6 LEDs in the front right there. And then you also get a couple of LEDs on the side, different color ones that output different lighting. And then you do get a pocket clip right here. What I noticed is this pocket clip is rotatable, so if you wanted to rotate it to this side, you can. If you want to have it on the side like this, you can. And then if you want to have it on that side, you can have that as well. On the bottom, you have your USB port right here, which is covered with a little door, and then a magnet right there, which I can tell you that the magnet is pretty strong. Here's a knife just so you guys can see. So it holds really nice. A lot of times some of these companies will put the magnets on the flashlights just to kind of put it because everybody's doing it, but they're not very strong and they tend to trying to slide and stuff like that. So if you press the button at the bottom, it doesn't really do anything. Actually, this does because I pressed it twice. So it actually went into the turbo output. That's because I pressed it twice. But if you just press it once, it doesn't really do anything. And that's great because you don't have to worry about it inadvertently turning on like in your pocket or in a bag or something like that. So you actually have to press and hold and the light will come on. It comes on in the low. You press it again, medium, high, and then the full output right there. Actually, I think it's this one's actually an eco mode, so like a very low mode, and then it goes to low, medium, high, and then if you double click, it'll go to that turbo, which is the 1600 lumens, and then we'll go ahead and turn it off. Now the other button will actually activate the side light right here, so if you press and hold, the light is going to come on. So first you're going to get 2 LEDs that light up, and this is a white light. If you press it, you'll get the next 2 LEDs, which is a yellow light. Then if you press it again, you'll get the last LED, which is a constant red. And then if you press it again, it'll be a flashing red light. So as you guys can see, you do get a lot of different features and a lot of outputs on a small little package flashlight. And I don't remember exactly how much I paid for this guy, but I know it was very, it wasn't really that much, enough to, you know, me purchase it so I can test it out and showcase it for you guys. And that's something that you will find with the majority of the products that you see here in front of you. None of them are going to break the bank. It's going to be enough that if you want to pick them up to make them part of your EDC, you can go ahead and do that. Now this guy right here is something that I was actually looking for. This is a battery bank. And that is because I recently transitioned or upgraded from my iPhone 13 Pro Max to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And with doing that upgrade, I actually went from having to use the Lightning connector to charge my phone to a USB-C. So I have quite a few different battery banks, but the majority of them have the Lightning connector, so I wanted something with a USB-C connector. Now the other thing I hate is having to carry my battery bank around and charging cable for that, so I wanted something that had a built-in charging cable. Now the thing that I've noticed is a lot of battery banks that have built-in charging cables, the cables are very like the length isn't that long, so you generally have to have your phone and have to have, you know, the battery bank kind of together with the phone, and it becomes a pretty big package. Or if you want to put it into your pocket, it doesn't fit because you have your battery bank there. So I wanted something that would make it a little bit easier. And I came across this guy. This is from a company called iWalk. This one, it says it's black. It does come in a couple of different colors. This particular model is actually the 10,000 milliamp model, so that is perfect for quick charging my phone, and I can probably charge it for about 2 charges, especially because, if I'm not mistaken, this actually outputs at 30 watts. So it's supposed to be fast charging. So here it is. It's a little chunky brick, but again, it's 10,000 milliamps. On the one side, you have a USB-C port that says in or out. This is what you're going to be using to charge it up. And then if you need to output power to something else with another cable, you can go ahead and do that. And then on the opposite side, you have a regular USB, and it is out. So again, if you have to charge something that uses regular USB, you can do it with that. A little bit of ribbing on the bottom, and because it is nice and chunky and wide, it actually stands up really nicely. You do get a little screen at the top right here that if you press this button, it's going to show you that it's 100% charged. And then you have your charging cable right here. It is actually magnetic, so when you put it down, it actually stays down, which is nice. And then when you need to use it, all you have to do is pull it out, and then wherever you stop is where it stops. The cable is flat, so it allows it to kind of move around whatever it is that you need to do it. I can tell you that this cable is about, I want to say 24 inches long. So this is perfect to if you need to have the charger in your pocket or in a backpack, connect your phone and then have your phone in your hands. You're not going to have to worry about it, you know, being a big bulky package. And then once you're done, all you have to do is kind of give it a little tug, and it'll retract the cable. There it is. And then the magnet kind of holds it in place. So really, really awesome accessory, especially if you have electronics and you use them a lot. And again, it doesn't have to be just for your phone. Maybe you have an iPad. Maybe a lot of the flashlights, as you guys saw, all 3 of these flashlights charge with a USB-C cable. So I can go ahead and use this to charge up any of my flashlights, including my phone. All right, taking a look back here, this is from a company called Bastion. If you guys are not familiar with them, they are a really awesome company. They are really well known for a pen that they came out with. I've actually done a review on their pens before, so if you guys are interested, I will link that video up here. But I decided to go ahead and pick up a new one because this particular one is a different material than the ones that I have. This one is actually made out of G10. So what that does is it makes it pretty sturdy, feels really nice in the hand, but it makes it super, super lightweight. So let me go ahead and open this up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And what's really cool is they also include an extra refill for your ink, so that's really nice. So again, this is the all black G10 model. Very, very lightweight. I do like the fact that it is a full-size pen, and this is what they call their bolt action pen. So what it is you use this little lever right here, and if you bring it down, it snaps up, and that exposes the tip right there, so you can go ahead and use it, right, whatever it is that you need to do, and then just bring it down, and that retracts the tip, and you're ready to go. Now, it's pretty sturdy. If I did have to use this, maybe to kind of defend myself if I had to, I'm pretty confident that I would be able to do it with this pen and not have to worry about it, especially because the top right here, it is rounded, so you don't have any type of sharp, pointy things or anything like that, like some other quote-unquote tactical pens like to do. Even though this is not a tactical pen, if you had to use it for that scenario, you could. And then the clip is really nice too. It's also a G10 clip, and you do have the logo right there kind of etched into the clip itself. It says Bastion. So really, really awesome choice for an EDC pen, especially if you carry a lot of gear and you don't want to be weighed down by your pen. And instead of carrying the smaller pens, which are perfect, but again, if you're doing a lot of writing or writing different times, sometimes you do want a full-size pen in order to be a little bit more comfortable. This one right here, the G10, or any of the bolt action pens from Bastion, and I believe they do make a pencil as well. So any of the bolt action writing instruments from Bastion will definitely be a good addition to anybody's EDC. So again, I'll leave a link below in case you guys are interested in checking that guy out. All right, last but not least, I could not do a haul without picking up a knife. And this is from, as you guys can see, it's a knife from CJRB. And I saw a couple of reviews on this guy, but what really, really sold me on it was the colorway. Now, a lot of people were comparing this knife to the Benchmade Bug Out, which I love the Bug Out. I love the way it feels. I love the size and everything like that. So I decided to pick it up for myself just to see what it was all about. And here it is. This is the CJRB Shale. And again, as I mentioned, what sold me on this knife was the colorway. I don't have a lot of knives with orange in them, and definitely not a lot of knives with this kind of teal look to it. And I think the combination of the orange and teal looks really, really awesome. And I like the fact that they went with black for everything else. They went with black for the hardware, for the blade, and then the pocket clip as well. It is a nice deep right pocket clip. It is reversible for left or right-handed tip-up carry. You do get a nice lanyard hole right in there. And again, this does have the crossbar lock right there. It's very similar to what the Benchmade Bug Out has, but you do get your thumb studs to deploy that blade, and the blade flies out very, very nicely. Now, this has the AR RPM 9 blade steel. Again, that's something that CJRB uses a lot in their knives. I have a couple of CJRB knives, and so far I haven't had any issues with that blade steel. This knife is super, super fidgety, just like the Bug Out is. Now, I can't tell you that feel-wise, the scales do feel, or the handles do feel a tiny bit thicker than the Bug Out, but I think that gives it a really, really nice feel. You do get a little bit of jimping right at the thumb ramp right there, which is purposeful. And then that blade, you get a lot of cutting belly right there on that blade. And then a pretty sharp tip. Lockup, rock solid as it should be, and centering, it is perfectly centered. So this is a great example of what an EDC knife should be. Again, it definitely did not break the bank. It was something that I was able to pick up and not have to worry about the quality or anything like that for the price. I think you do get a lot. And then obviously you get your little pouch right here with a cloth, and I like the fact that they do the larger cloths. So sometimes you'll get like the little thinner or the little smaller cloths. This one is pretty large, so if you're going to be using it to maintain your knives or for anything else like cleaning your glasses or your camera equipment or something like that, that one's going to come in handy. So there it is. That is the CJRB Shale. So again, quick look, and I say quick, but I'm like at 17 minutes here, but quick look at pretty much an EDC haul. I think these are a lot of items that most people would carry on a regular daily basis, especially like the smaller flashlights and the thinner flashlights right there. The battery bank, it's definitely something that I'm actually going to be picking up the larger version of this just because I love the form factor and the ability to have that retractable cable in there. So they do make a 20,000 milliamp one. I think the 20,000 milliamp was like 45, and then this one I want to say it was around the $26, $27 range. So for 27 bucks, you really cannot beat it, especially because it will charge up your USB-C devices, not just your phone, as I mentioned, the flashlights as well. This flashlight was again an impulse purchase, and for the most part, I'm glad I have it. It's a little bit weird of a form factor. It's not something that I would probably be using as an EDC flashlight, even though it is designed as an EDC, as the little lanyard there does say. But I would probably have it in my EDC bag with me as probably like a backup light or something like that. But I could easily see myself carrying it off and on, maybe in like cargo pockets or something like that. And then obviously the Bastion pen is something that I'm going to be rolling into my EDC, especially out at SHOT Show, because I usually have my credentials hanging from my neck, and I always have a pen in there, and that is a larger size pen, or regular size pen I should say, but it weighs next to nothing, so I'm not going to feel it, the extra weight around my neck. So there it is. As I mentioned, I'm going to be leaving links below to all of these items in case you guys are interested in picking them up. Also, throughout the video, leave links to some of the things that I've already reviewed from some of those companies, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.